It's time for your SportsEdge.com Sideline Report with Todd Griffin. Talking sports and more here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY and worldwide at WPKYonline.com. Here's your host, Todd Griffin.
Good morning, everyone. The Sideline Report is on the air from 1035 West Main Street in Princeton. This is Todd Griffin, and once again this morning we have a full studio as Caldwell County baseball coach Bradley Stallins is able to join us this morning. And Bradley, thanks for coming by.
Thanks for having us.
Micheal Fraliex is also here, and friend. Micheal, who you got with you?
Got my stepson Walker.
Good. Maybe we'll get him to talk before the show is over.
Good luck. He doesn't say a whole lot.
And somebody else wandered in this morning. Sir, what's your name?
My name's Todd Englebright. Glad to be here. I need a passy, though, because I don't want to say anything I shouldn't.
If you give me 2 minutes, I've probably got 7 in the Jeep. Anyway.
Okay. Just got to look under the seat, right?
There's 7 down there.
Good morning, Todd. Glad to be here.
Yeah, thank you all for coming in. I really appreciate it. We got a lot to talk about. Need to get to a break here on the show real quick, but we'll come right back and talk sports on the Sideline Report here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Need cash fast? Get the money you need. Call ABC Finance now.
It seems like everyone is going on vacation except you. There's nothing you'd love more than to escape with your family for a few days.
Don't let money worry stop you. Visit ABC Finance.
Hi, this is Jody Lamb at the Princeton ABC Finance location.
And this is Todd Morse at the Hopkinsville location.
We can help you take that family vacation you've been dreaming about.
At ABC Finance, we provide loans up to $15,000.
We are locally owned and staffed, and decisions are made quickly, usually within an hour.
No appointment is needed. Walk-ins are welcome.
You can even give us a call and we will take your application over the phone.
Or you can apply online at abcfinanceonline.com.
And like us on Facebook.
ABC Finance in Hopkinsville on Fort Campbell Boulevard next to O'Charlie's and in Princeton Plaza. ABC Finance. All loans subject to normal credit approval.
Since 1978, Perry's Floors & More has been selling, installing, and servicing homeowners throughout Western Kentucky with quality flooring and workmanship. Perry's Floors & More carries luxury vinyl plank and luxury vinyl tile, carpet, window treatments, and more. Brands like Mannington, Shaw, Tarkett, Beaulieu, and Flexitech. Quality brands, excellent customer service, combined with 40 years experience is why they say you can walk on our reputation. See Bill and Lucy at Perry's Floors & More, 127 West Market Street, Princeton.
Caldwell County graduation is coming on Friday, May 24th. You can watch this year's graduation ceremony on your smart device. All the pomp and circumstance can be seen on a live stream at WPKYonline.com. Coverage of the festivities begin at 7 Friday night, May 24th. Set your smart device to WPKYonline.com and you won't miss a thing. May 24th at 7, live stream on WPKYonline.com.
Hello, this is Gloria Smith with the Law Office of Jeff Russo. Are you buying or selling real estate? Are you planning on refinancing your existing home loan? If so, you should be aware that you have your choice in which attorney provides the legal services associated with such transactions. Our law office has over 50 years of experience in real estate law. We pride ourselves on being cost-effective and having a quick turnaround time. If you're in need of such services, call us today at 365-2763 or find us on the web at www.jeffrussolaw.com. We are located in downtown Princeton on the east side of the courthouse.
This is an advertisement.
Good morning. Welcome back to the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY. And Ty, will you say the line for us again, please?
This is an advertisement.
There it is. Got a full house this morning. Bradley Stallins, Caldwell County baseball coach, is with us. Micheal Fraliex is here as well, the new boys basketball head coach at Hopkins County Central. And that's Ty Englebright with the This is an Advertisement.
That's all I'm here for, right? I'm just kind of filling space. We got a full studio, and you just said, just come on in. We'll just fill it up.
I just wanted to hear that line one time.
Oh, sure.
Bradley, get to you first since you've got to get out of here a little bit earlier than everybody else. Baseball action the other night, falling to Madisonville, but a good run for your team. And you look back over the last 7 years of championships, and what does that mean to you?
Yeah, it means a lot. It means a lot for our program and the strides that we've made through the years. You know, I've said this a lot of times. You know, when we first, Mike and I were talking about when he was here, and we went from the 5th to the 7th, and I know he remembers that, and I'm sure people said this to him too when he was here. You know, there was a lot of people said you'll never win a district championship being in that 7th district with schools like Central and Madisonville because they're so much bigger. And you know, when that happens, you got two choices. You can either take it or you can fight your butts off. And you know, it's a testament to the kids that we've had come through here and the way that they've been raised by their parents and the community that, you know, we don't have quitters. We got guys that are going to play and have fun and play hard, and that's what's happened over the years here, and it's helped to build a momentum in a program. And you know, the other night we just had a few things that didn't go our way, and we made a few costly errors at the absolute wrong time, and that's just baseball. You know, it was a hard-fought game. Our kids were ready to go, and you know, ball just didn't bounce our way. And but you know, we're on to the region, and I told our guys, you know, this is about as wide open as I've seen the second region in a long time, and you know, I'm not counting us out, and I don't think our guys are either.
Oh, yeah, I think there's a lot of teams that still think they could win the second region championship this year, but go back to that championship game in the district the other night, and Alex Gray, the Madisonville pitcher, he improved to 9-2. That's a kid that's leading the state, I think, in innings pitched, and he's up there pretty high in ERA, and you're able to get the bat on the ball early in the game, but just couldn't quite put anything together.
Right, you know, and we had guys on base. I think first through third innings, we had guys on base every inning, and 2 of those innings we had multiple guys on base. Yeah. We just could not get we just couldn't string that one hit that we needed to take the lead, and you know, and that's just the way it works, and he's a good pitcher. We knew going into that. We had a game plan, and I thought early on the guys did a very good job of executing that. It was just, you know, there for a while we just we had that unfortunate event happen, and with Easton and Tate running each other, and that kind of sucked the wind out of it. But even then, Madisonville had a 1 or 2 run lead. But the kid pitched a good game, and you know, I thought Breyer pitched a really good game first couple innings for us, and you know, they just hit him a couple times. He left a couple balls up, and they were able to get hits with 2 outs and guys on base when we got guys on base and just didn't get that key hit.
Yeah, how often is that the case in a baseball game? Those 2-out RBIs are worth their weight in gold.
Oh yeah, especially in, you know, games like that are championship games when you got that tournament atmosphere. You can try to replicate that all you want to. I guess that's in any sport.
Yeah.
But when you get to the tournament, it's a totally different atmosphere, and it's those guys that can slow it down a little bit and, you know, relax in those key situations, and that usually end up winning the game. And but yeah, that was the key to the game, was those 2 out hits that they got. And you know, I think there from the second inning we had a hard hit with 2 guys on. It was just right at a guy, and that was able to get out the inning. So
that's baseball.
That's it.
Going into the second region tournament now, you're going to get either Lyon County or Union County or Christian County, if I looked at it right.
Correct.
Any preference among those 3?
I don't think so. I mean, I think, you know, Coach Marks and I were talking about this, you know, the other day. You know, it's so wide open because I don't know that you can really say there's a completely dominant team one way or the other. You know, everybody's got at least one plus arm on the mound, and some teams have 2, and you know, and so I don't know that you have a pick of a preference. You just kind of hope it all shakes out in your favor one way or the other.
Am I right? The last time we saw Lyon County in the regional tournament, it was about 1 a.m. in the morning in Hopkinsville.
That was about it. I think that was 2015. I think Drake, Van Hoosier, and Eli Pepper and Connor McEnany were seniors that year. So that would have been about 2015. And we had a rain out on Memorial Day, I think, if I remember right. We didn't get to play on Memorial Day, and then there was some more rain again the next day. And we took the field at, I think it was right at midnight.
Yeah.
And I think we got off the field. It was a little after. It was almost 2 o'clock, I think. And had to turn around and play the next day. So.
Yeah, I want to say it was after 3 o'clock when I got home that day. So that's the latest, you know, baseball game I've ever been to. But you talked about Easton and Tate running into each other. Everybody okay after that?
Oh, yeah, they're fine. And you know, that was just one of those kind of shocking moments. You know, coaching football those years, you kind of expect collisions like that in football, but you don't on a baseball field. So when it happened, it was a little shocking. But both those kids are very high-character kids, very hard-nosed kids. And that was just one of those plays where you got 2 guys trying to make a winning play there for us. And it was just one of those unfortunate things that happens in sports sometimes. And but, yes, they're both fine, and I think they're both ready to get back to playing.
Well, that's what I said the other night when that happened, that, you know, that's a linebacker coming down the line that just hit Easton trying to make that play.
Yes, it was. And it's just, like I said, it's just one of those things. And thank the good Lord they're both okay, and they'll be back on the field on Monday for us.
The second region tournament begins on Monday over at Union County, and the draw Friday.
8 o'clock in the morning, and
Yeah.
at the big metropolis of Dixon. So I think the girls are playing. I think their tournament's at Dixon, so they usually try to do it all at one place, whether it be the baseball site or the softball site. The draw. So we'll be at Dixon tomorrow at 8. So probably about 8:30. By 8:30, we'll know who we have, and the girls should know who they have, and we'll go from there.
Well, usually that's such a big deal, but like you mentioned, so many teams have a claim to being a contender this year. I'm not really sure who you can draw that, that first round of the second region tournament this year, nobody can afford to throw off because the offenses are so good this year. You put a third or fourth pitcher out there, and they might give up 10 runs before you know what's going on.
And that's what the coaching staff and I were talking about. Somebody, I don't know who it'll be, but whoever you draw, if somebody tries to roll the dice and throws that 3 or even the 2 to try to save their 1, that's fine, and that's a good decision. If it works, you're a hero. If it doesn't, I guess you kind of go down with your ace in your pocket, so to speak. But that's just the way you kind of roll the dice every now and then. So.
Talk about former Tiger here, Shane Burns, getting the start for the Murray State Racers yesterday in the OBC tournament. Pitched well early, got into just a little trouble there in the 4th inning, didn't get the win, but what a season he's had. And, of course, when I watched Alex Gray pitch from Madisonville the other night, I'm like, well, this is kind of what it was like for everybody else to go against Shane Burns the last couple of years.
It kind of was. Shane was so dominant, and, with us the last couple of years, and, the defense behind Shane was so good. We just had an unbelievable run. And still with these kids that are there today, our defense, I thought all year has been fairly solid. And but I was watching Shane yesterday, or not watching him, but keeping up a little bit, and with what little I could while I was in class, trying to watch my phone while the kids were taking finals, trying to keep up with Shane and see what he was doing. And to speak about Shane, the high quality kid he is, they got beat yesterday, and I bet it wasn't 30 minutes after he sent me a text saying, hey, tell the kids to keep their heads up. I sent this text, he's sending me a message of what he sent to some guys on the team, said, sometimes you get punched in the mouth, but it's trusting your process and getting back on the horse. And, that's what Shane is, and that's why he's doing what he's doing. And, and that's what he carried to the field for us, and that's what he's done for Murray State. And that's kind of the attitude that a lot of our kids on the team have this year. So,
well, obviously you'd rather win the district and keep that string going, but as we've mentioned, I'm not sure being the champion or runner-up this year going into the regional tournament is that big a difference one way or the other.
It may be one of those years where it's not. I think it's always nice to go in as the winner.
Yeah.
But I told our kids when we got beat the other night, I said, guys, whatever I say is not. It's going to go in one area and out the other, because I know how it was when I was an athlete. I'm sure Mike remembers it. When you get beat in a big game like that, your mind is just going 90-0. Mm-hmm. But I said the one thing I do want you to know is this: think about who we've played in 16. Who did we play in the regional championship? And they said Union. I said yes, they went in as the loser of their district. And who did we play in 17? They said Union. I said, yes, they went in as the loser of their district. I said, who did we play last year? And they beat us in the first round. They said Union. I said, they went in as the loser of their district and made it all the way to the regional finals. I said, we can do that. We can make that run, and that's what we're looking to do.
I'm not sure that Union County is not kind of the favorite for the second region, if for no other reason than, well, one, it's there at Union County, but they've been in the final the last 3 years.
Yes.
And they haven't got over the hump yet, but they've been there.
And they've got 2 really, really good arms, and they also have a third one. So as far as the depth of pitching, I would say Union's probably there with anybody.
Again, how do you kind of see that shaking out? Do you have a preference as far as the way the draw goes? Is there anybody you don't want to see? Going into the season, I kind of thought Christian County was the favorite, but then during the season, I thought Henderson was, and now I'm sitting here saying Union County is.
Yeah,
so.
That's kind of the thing. I don't know who it is. I think you can probably put a lot of them in a hat, shake it up, and see what happens. And that's kind of the way it's shaken out. Yeah. I think Christian County there for a while was bitten by an injury bug a little bit, but I think they're back to pretty much full strength. So, that's always good. You never want a team that's going in, health-wise. It's
Yeah.
not where they want to be. So that's good, but I don't know that there is a clear-cut favorite, and that's not just coach speak. I don't know that there is a clear-cut favorite in the second region this year.
Yeah, and I think softball's in the same boat. I mean, I'm not sure who you want to draw. Whether you're a champion, there's going to be a champion that draws Caldwell County.
Yes, exactly. And I know wasn't it last year our girls? They beat Webster in the first game. Was that last year?
Made it to the championship game as the runner-up,
and had Christian on the ropes. I know we went and watched them play that game and had them on the ropes. Went extra innings, I believe, didn't it?
Yes, 9 innings.
9 innings.
Yeah.
So.
And this time of year, guys, it's pitching and defense, isn't it?
That's it.
I mean,
that's it.
That's what it is.
And who can execute the the old timer small ball, but who can execute? Doesn't necessarily have to be small ball.
Lay down the bunt or whoever
in the key situations.
Well, I think when you look at the regional tournament, you're probably looking at maybe people pitching their number one guy that first round and maybe being some 3-2 and 4-3 games. You get to those semifinals in that championship game, it might be, 13-12 like the Tigers were back in, was it 91?
91, I believe.
When they beat Henderson County in the championship game, because both teams had gone so far into their pitching staffs that, you can't just keep bringing people back anymore. The old Fort Campbell rule. I think one year they had one pitcher that pitched every game all season and got to the regional tournament. He pitched every game in the regional tournament.
My dad told me that story. But 91. I was just sixth grader. These old guys here like Mike and them, they were the ones in high school then. But I remember watching that game, and that was a neat game as a little kid to watch that 91 game. But it was a slugfest. I do remember that.
You guys are 16-15 going into the regional tournament, but so many games have hinged on just one play here or there. If you swing 4 of those games and you guys had more than that, now you're 20-11 and everybody's talking about what a great season it is.
Right, and that's just the way the ball bounces, isn't it? And that's kind of looking back over the season. That's the one thing, a play here or there, or a hit here or there. 2 inches up, 2 inches down, right, left, and you win a few games. But that's what makes sports so exciting. We've been on the other side of that. Where everything seemed to be going our way.
Yeah.
And now a couple times we've been on the wrong side of it, so to speak. But I've been proud of our guys the way they fought. I don't think we've taken the field. Even the other night, our kids were ready to go. They were ready to play. They were ready to win. We just had a few things that didn't go our way. And I think they fought to the very end. It was 5-1. We scored that 1 run in the 6th. We came back out in the 7th, got the leadoff guy on, and hit Gray 4 straight times. 2 of them were hard hit balls right at their shortstop that they were able to make a play on. But our kids fought all day, and that's what I asked, and I told them that's what I was proud of, even though we didn't pull out the win.
Well, I wait anxiously the draw for the second region tournament, and good luck to you guys. It's been a great season, great run for Tiger baseball. Trying to get ahead of myself here with basketball, but good luck, and appreciate you dropping by. I know you got to get back to the school, but again, good luck over at Union County next week. Hopefully it'll be a long week.
Thanks for having us, and thank you, Mike. Hey, and congratulations on your job, and best of luck, and glad to have you back. All right. Thanks, Todd.
Thanks, Brad. That's Bradley Stallins, Caldwell County baseball coach. We've got Micheal Fraliex, who is the new Hopkins County Central basketball boys coach, in the studio. Also, Ty Englebright with us this morning. Got to get to a break here on the Sideline Report first, though. We promise we're going to let those guys talk, so stay with us. The Sideline Report continues here on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9 a.m. this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny today with a high near 88. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 67. Tomorrow, sunshine for our graduates on graduation day with a high near 89. On Saturday, sunshine to kick off the weekend, high near 89. On Sunday, a small chance of showers early in the afternoon. Then mostly sunny the rest of the time with a high near 88. And on Memorial Day, mostly sunny with a high near 88. Again, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9 a.m. this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny today with a high near 88.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Big John's Barbecue.
As the school year winds down and summer activities ramp up, be sure to save the date for 2019's Pennyrile Electric Night at the Western Kentucky State Fair, Tuesday, June 25th. Enjoy free admittance to the fair, the music of the Ridge Runners, a chance to win a weekend getaway to Nashville, and a performance by country music royalty Ben and and Noel Haggard. They'll be sure to pay tribute to their legendary father, Merle Haggard. The Big Penny Rile Electric annual meeting, Tuesday, June 25th at the Western Kentucky State Fair.
We are back on the Sideline Report on a Thursday morning at 1580, 103.3 WPKY. Ty, do you know this music? Did you hear it coming out of the break enough?
I heard a little bit of it. It almost sounded like it was a theme song from a TV show, but I wasn't sure. I didn't have my headphones on. So.
Okay, we'll listen to it again later and try to figure out what that was. Always interesting to figure out what the bump music is.
Okay, yeah, but we can probably figure it out. We'll just get our phones out and do that. What is this tune thing?
Oh, yeah. We're joined this morning by Micheal Fraliex and Ty Englebright. Thanks to Caldwell baseball coach Bradley Stallins for joining us this morning on the show with the Tigers playing in the regional tournament. But, Micheal, getting to you now. I told you I'd let you guys speak.
That's fine.
New job over at Hopkins County Central, and what kind of led you to the Storm?
It's just one of those things. It's been a long process. It's been a 10-year process from the time of 2009 happening to getting my teaching certificate back this year to getting to Hopkins County Central. But the principal over there I know really well. He used to be here, John Wells.
Yeah.
He and I are friends. And when that job came open, I started talking to him a little bit, and some of the parents in the community, some of the ex-board members called. I mean, that's where I'm from. I grew up there in Ilsley, St. Charles, and a lot of the people that have kids playing ball now are kids that I grew up with. So I applied, took a chance, and was fortunate that they are willing to give me a second chance.
Yeah. And I think you'll have a chance to get some good athletes to put on the basketball team over there.
Yeah, I met with the kids about 2 weeks ago. Good-looking kids. I mean, big kids, strong kids. And where it is, some are coming back that have quit in the past from football. Some that have quit from went to Madisonville and now are coming back. So, you really have no idea what you're going to have until that first day or first open gym. And our first open gym is May 28th, so I'll probably get a taste of what we have.
They've had maybe some moderate success on the basketball court over there, but being a larger school, there should be some kids to pick from for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's what we're trying to do and what I'm trying to get our kids to buy into. I remember Hopkins County Central being mentioned in the same as Christian County, as Henderson. I mean, I was scared to play them, and most teams were scared to play them. That's what we're trying to get back to. They haven't had a lot of success in a while. I mean, I think they're thought of now as maybe third in our district behind Madisonville, Caldwell County, and Hopkins County, and then Hopkins County Central being third. But, we're going to do everything we can to get the kids to buy into our system, which is selflessness, togetherness. And if they can buy into that, you never know when you're at a school that's that size. You never know how good you could be.
They've always been kind of on the cusp, You look at them and you think, well, they've got some good pieces there, but they just – in recent years, anyway, haven't quite been able to put it together.
Yeah, I think last year I looked at the record. They were 12-15, and Coach James did a good job. I mean, he's a good coach, good guy. He had some kids that were what I call head cases, and that's hard to deal with. And now it's going to be me dealing with those kids. And some of those kids coming back are the ones that maybe he didn't want to deal with, couldn't deal with, or they didn't want to deal with him.
Yeah.
It's just those situations. Every coach has those kids. So I'm looking forward to the challenge and seeing. It's one of those situations where we could be good in a couple of years, or we could be really good right now.
Yeah.
I mean, you just never know until you get there.
Well, what kind of goals do you have going in?
Well, anytime you go into a new program, I mean, the first thing you got to do is sell your product. So this summer, what I'm going to be doing and trying to do is sell my product. And hopefully by the time the summer's over, they've bought into my product. Then it's time to put our system in and get everything in. And what we want to do right away is win the 7th district is our first goal. That's going to be tough with Madisonville because I think they have everybody coming back from a regional championship team. But that's always our goal. I mean, we're going to do all we can do, play as hard as we can play every night. That's the first thing we want to do. And then we want to be selfless. I mean, that's what all my programs have been about.
Do you have a preferred style, or just you work with what you've got?
Here's what I think a coach needs to do and what a coach has to do. You go in, look at your kids, see what they can do, and then you make a system that gives them the best opportunity to succeed. Not me take my system in and force it down their throat. So what the coaching staff and I will do is we'll see what we have this summer. And I kept some coaches that were there last year. I kept 2 or 3. So they'll be able to help me out a little bit with what's there. But we'll look this summer and see what we have, and then we'll put a system around them that's going to give them a chance to work and a chance to succeed.
But I'm guessing you would prefer to be aggressive and up-tempo maybe?
Yeah, I think with the athletes, I think there's some athletes there. Just looking at the kids when I had the meeting with them, I think the opportunity is there for us to be fast-paced, to press, to half-court trap, just like kind of what we did at Caldwell County.
Yeah.
I mean, that 1-2-2 half-court trap we had up here was a bear. And I think I'm going to try to make that our bread and butter over there, too.
Well, and how good was that one team you had at Caldwell County that got to the regional semifinals and, ran into a Henderson County team that had a good night?
Yeah.
How good was that team?
That team was good.
Yeah.
I knew when I took that job coming in, looking at what Caldwell County had, that in 2 or 3 years we were going to be really, really good. And, that team is an example of what can happen when they buy into the system, they buy into the product that we're selling, they buy into caring about each other. And those guys, when one guy fell down, the other 4 went and picked him up. And that's what we were all about all season. We played hard. We beat John Hood, Mr. Basketball, in the 2007 district finals. So, that team was special and probably will be the one team that's the most special to me for a while.
Well, you played at Caldwell County and coached at Caldwell County. Is it always a little interesting or different when you're on the other side and Caldwell County's warming up and you're wearing a different color?
Yeah, I've had that experience, with the girls' side, and then I've had it a little bit as an assistant coach, but it's always different when you're the head coach sitting on the other sideline, especially when you have a cousin playing.
Yeah.
So, that's always extra motivation. That's always that's one you want to get every time you get an opportunity.
I was going to say the 7th district battles this year will be fun.
I think the 7th district is going to be a little bit stronger now. I think Hopkins County Central will be a little bit better this year, and I think it's going to be a fun district tournament.
Madisonville, though, like you mentioned, a lot of people coming back. They went to the state tournament last year. Even heard the Gaither kid from Union County is going to end up over there. That's kind of the rumor mill. So, I mean, the good get even better, I guess. But
what do you do with 216 kids? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, that's the puzzle you have to figure out. What do you do with 216 kids?
Well,
I don't think anybody can figure. Nobody's figured it out yet. So
you got to find you a big kid first of all.
Yeah.
You can go the old Caldwell County route. You just need that blue-collar big kid that's willing to go in there and just bang on people and
wear them down.
Yeah, maybe he doesn't score 20 a game, but he plays defense and wears on people.
Just gives a spark. And even talking about that team in 2007, Rodney Bell, not very tall. I mean, he guarded Scotty Hobson. He guarded John Hood. Anybody I needed him to guard, he would do it. And if you can find one guy that's willing to talk a little trash at times, that's not afraid to get, belly to belly, face to face. I mean, but it's going to be hard to alleviate 216 kids, and then the point guard's talented, and then you throw in Gaither. I mean, they're going to be really, really good.
Well, what kind of summer plans do you have for the basketball team? Will we see you around here playing any this summer?
Well, we had to. Coach James scheduled us 2 games for June 3rd and June 6th. I canceled those because I didn't think we would be ready, anywhere near ready to play at that time. But we're going to start open gym May 28th. We're going to go all month, the whole month of June. Then I'm going to kind of reevaluate and see if we may have a Saturday where we try to bring in Caldwell County, Dawson, and play a little bit. But
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Are you still working with the young players and helping develop some youngsters?
Yeah, now it's slowed down yet, but I still do individual lessons, individual instruction a little bit. I work with his nephew,
Sure
Jay Englebright.
Yeah.
Jay and Jack.
Yep.
They come a lot, and
they're greatly improved.
Jack's done a good job. Jack works hard.
Yeah.
But I've got probably 10 kids that I work with individually. Now it's slowed down since I've been at Livingston.
Okay.
A little bit, but it's going to pick up this summer again on Saturday. So
he's a basketball spider. His web just goes all over.
It's all over the place. Well, he's a Fraliex, man. They've scored about 1 billion points.
That's what we do.
Fraliex basketball.
That's what we do.
Well, I was going to ask, how much have you looked into the family history? And, I know some of the family has done some research, and I think we found like 13,000 points on the high school level or something. Yeah, and it's crazy, but
it is.
How much have you looked into that?
I know you and I have talked about it a little bit on here and talked about outside of here, but that's a lot of points. I mean, you go back to my dad playing at Fredonia, you go back to Earl playing at Fredonia, and then Caden's dad, who played here at Caldwell County, and of course Matt and me, and that's a lot of points. It's a lot of basketball, and that's kind of what I said a while ago. That's what we do. I mean, that's our thing.
On their family crest, there's just like this basketball.
Right
in the middle of it.
Well, basketball is one of those things you have to play. To me, when you just see kids, if the only time they play is when you have practice, you're kind of in trouble. They need to get out and play.
Right, and that's one thing that's lacking, I think, today a little bit is kids don't play outside and pick up ball on their own as much as they used to anymore due to technology, I think. There's so much more to do now than we played basketball. But, yeah, you've got to play outside of practice. You can't – I mean, that's not where you're going to improve as an individual player. We might get better as a team in a practice or an open gym, but if anybody wants to get better as an individual player, you got to put time and work in on your own with somebody individually or by yourself.
You talk about some of your coaching philosophies. Where did some of those come from? How did you kind of mold that philosophy?
A lot of that came from Coach Willard at Western Kentucky my first 2 years. I thought I knew how to play coming out of high school, but when I got to Western, I figured out that I was playing completely wrong. I mean, I was kind of selfish in high school a little bit, trying to get mine. I learned from him when I got to college that putting somebody ahead of yourself is the way to play basketball. So, you know, it's all about fighting for that guy next to you. It's all about sacrificing your stats so that we can get better as a whole. And, you know, everything I learned about team, about character, about all that stuff came from Coach. Well, he was a good coach. I mean, good coach.
Well, and you changed your game a little bit, I think, from high school to the college level. Was that you or was that him?
That was him.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't shoot three-pointers in high school very much. And he wanted me to be more of a point guard, pass first than shoot first. So that was a big change for me. And, you know, it took a lot of hard work from him because I was quiet coming out of high school. I didn't say very much. And here he's asking me to be vocal. So here we are clashing. I won't talk. He's hollering talk. But he eventually won. And, you know, I had a pretty good career at Western.
Oh, yeah,
and
for
I
sure.
owe a lot of that to him. I mean, that's –
well, you said you didn't shoot a lot of threes in high school. I remember a three you hit at Madisonville that they called a two, and we lost by 1 point that night.
I remember that.
I mean, that
heartbreaker. Yeah.
But one of those things, I guess the referee was just at an angle. He didn't see it, but, you know.
But it was a three. I guarantee you. Yeah, it was a three.
Now, we should still be playing that game.
We should be playing that game.
And those games were always big. I mean, even before we were in the district, when you're playing Madisonville or Christian County or Henderson, that's a big deal.
It is. And when you have an opportunity to beat a program like that and then have it taken away from you because of an angle, I mean, that's tough.
But, I mean, those things happen. I mean, that's part of it.
That's basketball. But it's heartbreaking.
I'm not sure why that one memory sticks with me, but I think it was like 83 to 82 or 82-81. You remember the score? It was something like that.
Yeah. I can't remember the score, but it was 1 point, and that would have made the difference.
And they were pretty good, they always are.
They always are. And my one memory is at the King of the Bluegrass, and Ralph Sharp breaking his clipboard. Do you?
I wasn't there that night, but I've heard the story.
Did he throw it down?
Oh, yeah, he slung it. I mean, he was mad.
Apparently there was a bad call.
He was passionate.
And he got upset, and the clipboard went flying, and
and on the trip up there, I mean, we may as well have taken a chain and hooked him to the bus because he was so close the bus would move. He
was afraid he was going to lose
it. I don't know why all my memories are about Ralph
Sharp. That's good stuff, man.
Yeah, he's a good guy, good man.
He was.
Good man.
Oh, yeah, that's Ralph made a whole lot of ball games. I always said the only person at more ball games than me was Ralph.
Yeah, he was always there. That's a staple. Yeah.
All right, we're talking to Micheal Fraliex, and Ty Englebright is in here with us this morning, and we got one more break we got to get to on the show, so let's take that now. We'll come back and talk more sports right after this on the Sideline Report on 1580 103.3 WPKY.
Here's your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast.
A slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9 a.m. this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny today with a high near 88. Tonight, mostly clear with a low around 67. Tomorrow, sunshine for our graduates on graduation day with a high near 89. On Saturday, sunshine to kick off the weekend, high near 89. On Sunday, a small chance of showers early in the afternoon. Then mostly sunny the rest of the time with a high near 88. And on Memorial Day, mostly sunny with a high near 88. Again, slight chance of showers and thunderstorms before 9 a.m. a.m. this morning. Otherwise, partly sunny today with a high near 88.
Your WPKY Weather Edge Weather Center forecast is brought to you by Fraliex Realty.
Get spruced up with quality mulch from Bashir Sawmill on Dawson Road in Princeton. We all know that buying mulch by the truckload saves money, and it's only $25 per load for dark natural mulch at Bashir Sawmill on Dawson Road, 1/2 mile past City County Park. Bashir Sawmill also buys standing timber and timberland. Give them a call today, 270-365-2330. That's Bashir Sawmill, family owned and operated in Princeton for over 50 years.
Have you been a victim of debit or credit card fraud? Farmers Bank and Trust can help lessen your risk of getting taken advantage of. As our customer, you have exclusive access to a security feature in our app that will allow you to turn your debit card off while you're not using it, then turn it on instantly when you need to use it. Keep your information safe. Log into our free app to use this feature, increasing the security of your information right now. Not a Farmers Bank customer? Come down. Let us set up your account and start protecting you from potential fraud opportunities. This is not a guarantee that your information will not be compromised. This is an increased security measure. Farmers Bank and Trust, member FDIC.
A little Genesis bringing us back on the Sideline Report on a Thursday morning at 1580, 103.3 WPKY. This is Todd Griffin in the WPKY studios. Ty Englebright and Micheal Fraliex joining me this morning. And Ty, got a question for you. How many times have we worked together now?
4 or 5, every bit of it, don't you think, since about 85 to now?
And a former co-worker and a future co-worker.
I think so, yeah. Going to be glad to come back and spread my wings here at WPKY. So
we're glad to have you.
I'm tickled, man. Yeah, thank you. It's passion for me. I just love it. I have since I was a kid, and just good to be part of the team again.
Yeah, we've got pretty much the 1992 WPKY staff here with Tess.
Yeah, that's exactly right.
We just got to get Twyman to come in, and
we'll just have to have him in. I mean, but yeah, man, I'm tickled to death. But
yeah, we're glad to have you back, and I hope you can sit in on the show.
Yeah, I hope to. And turning to that, I have a question for Micheal. You were talking earlier, Micheal, about the head cases, the buy-in on your team as a new coach going in, and your product.
Right.
So tell us a little bit, because I think that's probably the hardest part of your job, isn't it? To get those kids, you're new, you're feeling them out, they're feeling you out. But tell us a little bit about that philosophy, that buy-in, that product that you're going to put in place.
Yeah, that buy-in, that product is the whole kit and caboodle to the operation. If the kids don't buy in, you're dead.
Yeah.
So it's important as a new coach or a first-time coach to go in and get the kids to understand and get the kids to feel and believe that you have their back. And I think once kids feel that you have their back, even when they do mess up, that you're still going to be there for them and back them to the heel, I think they'll run through a wall for you.
Yeah.
And I think, it's hard to get kids to buy into something like that because, kids today are watching the NBA. Kids today are seeing what's on TV, and it's all about me.
Right.
And so most kids are thinking about their stats. They're thinking about how good do they look on Facebook, YouTube, that you can clip your own videos now. I mean, it's nuts now.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the first time I've coached in the Facebook age. But, it's just get the kids to believe that you care about them, and they'll do whatever you want to for them.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think that would probably be the thing, but you're right. There seems like there's more hurdles this day and age to get that buy-in. But I know you can do it.
I think the tough thing now is everybody thinks they're really, really good. Mm-hmm. Everybody thinks they're a star. Mm-hmm. I mean, if I can go in the gym and make a clip and put it on YouTube and get, 100, 200, 300, 800, 900 hits, whatever it may be, it's all about me. The whole society today is all about me. So it's tough to go in and sell that product of, don't worry about you. Doesn't matter who does it. Let's just do what's best for us.
Did you find when you were at Western, when you were when Coach Willard was trying to get you to do those things, the stats came, though, didn't they?
The stats came. I mean, the stats take care of themselves, and the wins take care of themselves.
Right.
I mean, that year, my freshman year, we go to the Sweet 16
and
get beat by Florida State in overtime.
Yeah.
And it was a system that I fought, and then finally, boom, I buy in. And then my sophomore year, I'm starting. Somebody my size, with my quickness, with my I'm not a college basketball player. I don't have a college basketball player stature. So it was the system that Coach Willard created that allowed me the opportunity to find a spot to fit in and find my niche.
Yeah.
And I had a decent career.
That's fantastic. Thank you.
Yeah, but you were a good basketball player in the
yeah.
sense, though, that you figured things out.
Yeah, I mean, I was good at finding my place and doing what I needed to do to
You
improve
adjusted.
enough.
Yeah, and then you adjusted.
I had to find my place first, and then I would do whatever I had to do to adjust, and then find my place to fit in where I could help us win.
Yeah.
You said when we were talking before we came on the air this morning that you had a few opportunities after college to maybe play some basketball someplace.
Yeah, I had a few opportunities. Of course, I had an agent that did his whole thing and had a couple of opportunities to play. I think one was at Spain. It's hard to remember now, and I think one may have been Australia. Now, that one, looking back on, I probably should have taken that chance.
Yeah.
But, when you get done with a college career that's been 4 years of go, it's a job when you play college basketball.
Yeah.
You're up at 5 o'clock, and you don't stop until it's time to go to bed. So it's more like a job than it is actually playing something. So I was a little bit tired when I got done playing college ball and just turned those opportunities down. Now, looking back, that's one of the things I tell my kids a lot of times. Don't have any regrets. That's one regret I have. If you get an opportunity, take it. You don't want to be 45 years old and have regrets.
Well, and not just the basketball aspect, but getting to go overseas and just look around.
Right, just seeing what's there.
Yeah.
I mean, we did play in the Puerto Rico shootout when I was at Western. So, you do learn a lot by going to other places and
no
seeing
doubt.
how other people live and, seeing their culture and kind of investing in it a little bit. But, yeah, that's one of the regrets. Don't have any regrets when you're 45. That's what everybody needs to know.
Well, a former Tiger is going to get a chance to play professional basketball. Eli Pepper has signed with the Glasgow Rocks of the British Basketball League. I think I'm right. It's Glasgow, right, Ty? In Scotland, it's Glasgow.
I think that's right. In Kentucky, it's Glasgow.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Glasgow. When he said Glasgow, I thought, well, yeah, but yeah.
but yeah, man, isn't that cool? I texted Chad and I graduated together, his father, and just kind of exchanged some congratulatory texts yesterday with Chad. I know they're ecstatic, and the whole Pepper clan, and man, what a great thing for that young man. And there's somebody that has put in the time and worked their hind end off. Got some talent too, of course, but that's fantastic.
You know what I remember about Eli is, of course, I coached his brother Jake. He was part of those teams that I had at Caldwell County, and then he was at practice, little bitty guy. And now look at him; he's 6'10" and playing overseas. It's been amazing watching his career progress, and you can see the time and the work and the effort and everything that he's put into it. So, I'm so happy for him, happy for his family. That's going to be a great opportunity for him.
Yeah, and when you look at his parents, they have supported him. They support all their kids, but every game they're there, they're traveling with them, and man, it's a whole family thing. And I'm sure there'll be trips across the pond now.
Oh, I'm sure there'll be. I can remember when I played, it was a family affair, and my parents always found a way to be there for me. And it's fun for everybody involved.
It is.
I wonder how many parents have 3 kids that all played college sports.
Yeah, that's pretty neat too.
Yeah,
that's neat.
But yeah, he's playing over in the British Basketball League. I did not know there was such a thing before yesterday, but I mean, that's a pretty good gig, and you get to go play. And Eli is 6'10" and can shoot the basketball, so he'll get some opportunities.
I got on the Rock site and was reading some of the coaches' comments about the players. Kind of interesting, how they word things, and I can't remember some of the phrasing, but it's kind of
written
cool.
a little differently too.
Exactly, but it was kind of cool because I think the Glasgow Rocks are pretty excited.
Glasgow,
yes.
There you go.
Yeah,
See?
my Kentucky coming through. The Glasgow Rocks are pretty excited about having a big man like that on the team that's very athletic.
Right. I enjoyed watching him on TV. There's not a whole lot that Eli can't do.
That's right.
He's big, pretty strong.
Yeah.
Can shoot, pass. I mean,
and he'll bang on the inside too.
He can run the floor.
Run the floor. Yeah.
I mean, so he's going to have a great opportunity to play for a while.
Yeah, no doubt.
And who was the guy from Texas that had all the accolades and all the talk, and Eli dunked on him?
I love that picture.
Nasty.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's great, and he's going to have a chance to play, and hopefully I can get Eli on the show one morning. And Ty, if I remember correctly, wasn't Eli like our first guest ever when we first did the show?
I think he might have been. I remember he called in one morning. I don't know how we arranged it. I think I talked to Chad, and he gave me his number, and he said, I'll be glad to call in. I think it was right about the time he had a final or a test because he had to kind of get us in early in the morning. But, yeah, and a great guest, too. I mean, he'll talk it up.
That was right before they were playing in the NCAA
tournament. That's correct.
And that was one thing Eli had said when he signed with Lipscomb was that he wanted to play in the NCAA tournament. my first thought was, well, then why are you going to Lipscomb?
Yeah.
But he made it.
He made it.
And then he said he wanted to play pro ball, and he made it.
Yeah.
I mean, what can you say about that?
You know, it's really fun to watch people. You know, we can sit here in Princeton, Kentucky, and start looking at all the sports connections from, you know, you got Emma Talley, you've got your kids that are playing and just, you know, furthering their education in all these colleges. But it's fun to watch, and it's definitely fun to share in those stories and with those families, you know, how those kids progress and then make it to the next level and make it to the next level. It's just fun.
It's fun stuff. I mean, it's just a credit to Eli's family and the you know, stuff the support and everything that they put behind him and gotten him to where he is right now. And I love the Peppers. I mean, they're some of my favorite people, and they were always good to me when I was up here. So,
yeah, we're glad for them.
Yeah, happy.
Well, you mentioned Emma Talley. I think she's on the course right now, unless there was some weather issues this morning. She had an early tee time, like 6:48 our time, I think.
Yeah.
So, playing in the Pure Silk Championship in Williamsburg, Virginia. And I know they've kept Emma hopping this week because Pure Silk is one of her sponsors.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I'm sure she's had all kinds of meetings and dinners. And
at least we have an East Coast tournament now.
Thank goodness.
So we kind of get the times right.
1 o'clock in the morning to watch.
We can figure that out.
Yeah, when she's playing in China and Australia and you're trying to figure out the 14-hour time difference, that drives you batty. But, yeah, it's just 1 hour. I can add that 1 hour.
We can figure that one out.
You know, she was one of those kids that you could tell when she was in high school that she just had it.
Oh.
I mean, you knew she was going to be where she is right now. I mean, she just had it.
And the time on the course that was put in. You know, I mean, every afternoon on the putting green, you know, hitting the course,
working her tail off.
And Dr. Talley right there with her, man. That's a great story in itself.
Well, and I think she's a lot more athletic than maybe people would think of a golfer. She could have been good at basketball or softball or whatever she wanted to play.
I mean, I think golfers have to be athletic.
Yeah,
I mean, look at the Tiger
today
Woods.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean,
oh yeah.
I mean, I'm not very athletic, and I try to play, and I'm not very good.
Oh, come on.
Look at Brooks Koepka. I mean,
yes.
Yeah.
I mean, those guys are working out. And,
you know, huge. I mean,
well, it's totally transformed. The days of Fuzzy Zeller, you know, when you're smoking out on the course, and then, you know, you might have some sort of something snuck in your bag to sip on that's not water.
Yeah.
You know, back in those days, you know, those guys just went out there and hit the ball, and they didn't work out, but it's transformed.
I think Tiger Woods changed it all.
Oh, there's no doubt.
When he was in his heyday and his
doubt.
work ethic and his workouts, and it's changed. I mean, those guys look like professional wrestlers. I mean, if you go stand next to them, those guys are good size.
Yeah, they certainly are.
Well, if you look back in the day when the Golf Channel shows some of the old golf rounds, you'll see a caddy smoking a cigarette while the guy's on the green putting. I mean, it's just a completely different
thing. I kid
you
not, I used to love Fuzzy Zeller, and I mean, it was so cool because, I mean, he would literally step up to the tee and I mean, have it in there, and he'd throw it down and smash it, and then get up there and hit. I mean, and I'm talking on national TV.
Well, I'm used to playing with those kind of guys, though. That doesn't surprise me anymore.
No, that's right.
Well, Ty, how are your Atlanta Braves doing?
You know, I'm pretty pleased with them. Don't ask me their record. I just kind of I go through my Twitter feed and go, oh, Braves win. But you know, I think they've got good hitting. I think they got good pitching. Now, you know, you look at that division, and you know, you got some tough teams in there. But I think you know, if you make it to the All-Star break and you're somewhere in the hunt, which I think they will be, then you know the second half of the season's coming along. So I like their chances just as well as anybody, as long as they can stay healthy and keep swinging the bats and get good pitching.
Yeah, I think that's the goal of most major league teams anymore, is just stay in the race as long as you can and give yourself a chance.
Stay healthy. That's the key.
Michael, who do you root for on the Diamondbacks?
My family's always been Yankee fans.
Oh wow!
Really?
Yeah, we've always been Yankee fans.
So
got a lot of injuries right now.
Yeah. So we could have a lot of arguments since I'm a Cardinals fan.
That's right. We could probably have some fist fights.
I'm hoping to make a trip down to SunTrust sometime this summer and see a game, take it in. I've never been to that particular park. I haven't been to Atlanta for a game in several years. But being from Florida, you know, the old Channel 17, that's how I got started with the Braves, you know. Before it was, you know, TBS, just Channel 17 out of Atlanta. When I was a kid, but so that's kind of where my love for the Braves came from, and then those early '80 teams when they were coming back into prominence.
I was a temporary Braves fan.
Yeah, why not?
Chipper Jones,
they're
Greg
America's
Maddux.
team.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I was temporary.
Kind of like the Cowboys.
Back in the day, I just wanted the Cardinals to play the Cubs or the Braves so that I could watch them.
Yeah,
They were on TV.
Because you had WGN or TBS,
Yeah.
but the Cardinals, man, I mean, I think they're
Well, they got off to a good start, and now this month's kind of been
a rough month for them, but
it's baseball.
Baseball.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you guys coming in today.
Yes,
we're
sir.
about out of time. I know you guys are watching, like me, the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Well, I was going to say
intently.
congratulations.
Yes,
because
the St. Louis Blues
yes.
are in the Stanley Cup Finals.
There
Can
you
you
go.
believe it?
No, I can't. I'm
Last
so happy
place
for you.
in the NHL in January, and now they're in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Oh, it's a story. It's a good story.
I forget, did you read the story about the guy, the longtime broadcaster, who went out in the hallway after they had won and made the final and just broke down?
No, I need to look
yeah,
that
I
one
got
up.
to look that up for you because I thought of you because
Yeah.
I know you're cheering for it like that. I wonder if Todd went outside and started crying.
Yeah, was it him? Yeah.
You know, I've never seen the St. Louis Blues in the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yeah.
They were in there in 1970, and I was a year old, so I don't remember that one. You know, contrary to popular belief, I wasn't at every game ever played for Caldwell County either. But
I remember when I first moved up here in the early 80s, I had a uncle that lived in Wood River, Illinois. So we'd travel to St. Louis, and then we'd go some back roads for some reason. Maybe interstate wasn't all there, I don't know. But anyway, you'd see kids out on these ponds, especially in the wintertime, playing hockey up there. You think, man, I'm up north.
Yeah.
And then you go in the store, and you get hockey cards. They weren't down here. We didn't have hockey cards in Gunville. They had hockey cards up there. So I remember being up there, and I bought some hockey cards, and of course it was St. Louis Blues.
Oh, yeah.
Because Wood River, Illinois is just right on the other side of the river from there. But I thought it was just so cool, and I had a little hockey phase back then, but didn't know a darn thing about it.
well, I'm pretty excited. I like the Predators too, and they had
yeah.
a great run last year, and now I got the Blues. I mean, it's fun.
It's a great game. I mean, it's much better in person.
Oh, yeah.
I love going to see it but my favorite, what do they do that? They do the Winter Classic. Usually outside.
Yeah.
I don't miss that. That's kind of like the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
I love when they do that. So it's a great game.
All right, thank you guys so much for
Yes,
coming
sir.
in today, and we'll have to do this again sometime.
We will.
Let's do it. Thank you, Todd.
Thanks to Caldwell County baseball coach Bradley Stallins for coming in today. Thanks to Micheal Fraliex. Congratulations again on getting the job over at
Thank
Hopkins
you.
County Central,
Thank
the
you.
new boys basketball head coach there. And Ty Englebright, soon to be WPKY employee, and
Congratulations.
Thank you.
be able to come in and co-host the show with me sometime.
You know it. I'll be glad to anytime. Don't add much to it. Maybe just laugh every now and then.
Well, that's enough. That's plenty.
Okay.
It's an advertisement.
There we go. I can do that.
And good luck to the St. Louis Blues. After the news, I'm going to play Gloria. I've actually pulled it up.
All right, well, let's do
Got
it,
some Laura
man.
Brannigan coming up for the St. Louis Blues after the news. That's going to wrap up the Sideline Report today. Thanks for listening. You've been listening to the Sideline Report on 1580, 103.3 WPKY.
Serving Caldwell County since 1950. We're 1580, 103.3 WPKY Princeton.
Fox News, I'm Chris Foster.
The damage is just devastating up here, and we're days to come to get all this fixed.
That's Missouri Governor Mike